Okay, as you're walking up to the driver's ed car, one of the things you want to be doing, whether it's here or at home, is to scan around the vehicle, make sure there's nothing under the vehicle, nothing around the vehicle as you pull forward or pull away that you will run over at that time. So before you get in, the first thing you're always going to do is you're going to put your backpack and your cell phones in the trunk. So if you look at the key fob, there is a trunk button. If you hit it twice, it opens up the trunk. You will come in, throw in your backpack, cell phones. When everybody's stuff is in there, you will close it. Next thing you want to do is open the vehicle. If the vehicle's locked, if you hit the unlock button once, it will unlock the driver's side door only. You would have to hit it twice to unlock all 4 doors. So hit it a couple times. If you hit it more than twice, that's fine, but that will unlock all the doors. Driver's going to get in, passengers are going to get in. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get in the vehicle. Once you're in the vehicle, if you have a key fob or a keyless key fob, you just put it in a cup holder or in the little center console because you do not need it. If you have a key that goes in the ignition, at that time you would put in the ignition. First thing you do is seat, mirror, seat belt, SMS. So I'm going to adjust my seat. Your car's either going to have a manual or a electric control. This one is electric, so over on the left side, I can move my seat up or back. It can also tilt forward and back. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to be comfortable. My leg position, I'm only using my right foot to drive. So my right foot is going to be, my heel is going to be resting on the floor, and I want to just make sure that I have enough distance to go between the gas and the brakes. So I want to get adjusted. Obviously, if you're a little taller, you move back. Vertically challenged people can move as far forward as they need to. Once your seat's fine, next thing you want to do is adjust your mirrors. I always start with my rear view mirror and I adjust it so I can see completely out the back window. And remember, others are going to be using the vehicle, and so you're going to want to make sure this is set for you. Once that's set, you're going to adjust your outside mirrors. In this vehicle, there's a little knob over here on my door, and there's a line. That line, if I turn it to the L, it's going to control my left mirror. So what I want to do is I want to look through that mirror, and I want to adjust it by using it like a little scroll button. I can go up, down, left, or right, and I want to see just the edge, back edge of the vehicle. I want to see kind of mostly to the outside. If I'm doing lane changes or if I'm passing a vehicle, I want to make sure I can see as much of the other lane as possible. Once that's set, turn that to the R, and now I will control my passenger side mirror, and you're doing the same thing. You're just tilting your head slightly. What you want to avoid doing is when you're adjusting these, you want to keep your head and your body in the position that you're going to be driving. You don't want to move to the left or to the right or tilt your head too much because you are not going to be driving that way. Once those are set, seat, mirrors, next thing I do is my seat belt. Okay, the other thing we can do before we get that is we can adjust the steering wheel. So underneath the steering column, there's a little lever. If I pull down, the steering wheel can go out or in. It can also go up or down. So you want to adjust that so that's comfortable and it's at a good spot. Once you have it where you want it, you can go ahead and lock it back into place. And then now we can put our seatbelt on. Everybody should be buckled in. And at that point, now we're ready to start the vehicle. To start the vehicle with this particular car, it's a push button start. So your foot has to be on the brake. So I'm going to push down on the brake and then just push the start button and your vehicle started. If you have a key ignition, you just put ignition. At that point, you would turn the key to the right. Once the car started, we'll turn our music down here. You want to check your gauges. The big thing you're looking for is gas. Make sure you have gas in the vehicle and make sure there's no warning lights on. So if you look at my dashboard, you can see I have my fuel gauge there. I'm just below half.
This vehicle is in demonstration mode, connected by on-start.
And up here is where you'll see any messages, low on oil, check engine. Those are important things to pay attention to. So everything's good here. I'm good to go. At this point, since we're in the carport area, I'm going to be backing out of this area. So my foot is going to be pressing the brake. Anytime you shift gears, that foot has to be on the brake. Right foot's on the brake, and now I'm going to take my shift lever. I'm in park, so I'm going to shift to reverse. And before you back up, it's very, very important that you are checking both sides. A lot of times I see students that just look on one side or the other. Your head should be kind of on a swivel, and you're going to be looking over your right and left shoulder constantly. As you ease off the brake, give it a little bit of gas. And I'm looking over both shoulders. I'm looking for students and cars. Once I get even, right about here, you'll notice the front of my car is even with the pillars. At this point is when you'll turn your wheel in the direction you want to go. So if I want to back to the right, I'm going to turn my wheel to the right. If I want to back to the left, I'll turn my wheel to the left. If you start turning your wheel too soon, the front end of your car can clip one of these pillars. It's the same concept in a parking lot. Instead of the pillars, if you turn your wheel too soon, you can end up hitting a vehicle next to you. So I wait till the front end's about even with the pillars. I'm still checking my mirrors and my shoulders, and then I can turn the wheel sharply to the right, watching the cars that are behind me parked as well. At this point, I'm going to stop. Now I have enough room to clear these minibuses. I'll shift to drive, and then I want to straighten my wheel out, and I'm going to turn it slightly to the left to get around these minibuses. I'm going to look to my left to make sure there's no vehicles coming. I'm just pulling away slowly. As I get around these minibuses, I have a stop sign here, so I'm going to gradually press on my brake. I come to a full, complete stop. Anytime at a stop sign, you look left, right, and then left again. There are no cars coming, so I'm going to take my foot off the brake, press the accelerator, and